Welcome back to Always Learning. And what are we doing today? Well, today we're learning how to tie a bow tie. And you're probably going to be surprised, but you already know how to tie a bow tie. If you know how to tie a shoe correctly, you know how to tie a bow tie. Now, a lot of people are saying, well, why would I ever want to wear a bow tie? Well, we've got galas, we've got prom, there's the old wedding circuit, there's award banquets, and sometimes formal attire is required, and maybe you don't want to go out and rent a tux. So instead, you just throw on a dark suit, you throw on a bow tie, you blend right in, it's socially acceptable, and you look good. The other thing is if you're going to the third wedding in a row and you're tired of that same old blazer, but you want to add a little punch, throw on a bow tie. No one will even recognize it's the third time you've worn that blazer or sport coat. So some people also say, well, I just wear a clip-on. You can, but a clip-on doesn't give the same genuineness and authenticity and flair that an actually tied-on bow tie does. What you'll find when you wear a bow tie is more people will come up to you and they'll tell you how fun it is, how good looking it is, how they wish they could tie a bow tie. And a lot of people come up to them and go, I'm really impressed that you know how to tie a bow tie. Well, the little secret is they do too. Because what I'll do is when they'll tell me that, they'll say, hey, I'm really impressed you know how to tie a bow tie. The first thing I do is I look down to see if they're wearing tied shoes. And then if I know them really well, I'll say, well, you actually know how to tie a bow tie yourself because you tied your shoes this morning. If I don't know them, I'll just look, kind of smile, get a little grin, and I'll say, oh, thank you, knowing full well that they know how to tie a bow tie as well. So stay with me today, and we'll learn how to tie a bow tie. And I guarantee you, once you learn it, 3 years from now, you won't forget it. So stay through the whole video, and you'll know how to tie a bow tie, so when you need to, you can wear one. So let's go over how to properly tie a shoe. You've got two laces. I'm going to take the left one and I'm going to go over the right one and I'm going to make an X. Then I'm going to come with this lace underneath between the X and the tongue, and I'm going to pull it tight against that tongue, as tight as I can. Now I have two sides. I'm going to make a bow going this way. With my index finger and my thumb, I'm going to hold them in place. And then I'm going to come over the thumb. And as I come over now, I'm going to use that index finger to hold the other lace against the bow. I'm going to take this index finger here against the string, push it against my thumb, and push those through the hole the eye created. Then I grab both bows and I pull that tight. So the key is when you come over the top, and I've got this holding this way against here. When I come over the top, this index finger is now going to push against this thumb and come through this back hole that I've created as I pull both bows. So now I take my bow tie. I've got my left side just a little bit longer than my right side. I make an X, just like you normally do. I come between the X and the tongue. I come over and then I cinch it down tight. Now I'm going to make a bow going this way. I'm going to hold it with my index finger and my thumb, just like when I tied my shoe. Got that tight. I'm going to come over the top. And as I come over the top, I'm going to use that index finger to hold the tie against the other bow. This comes underneath. And then I simply take my index finger and I push it against the thumb, and I push that bow through. And as that bow comes through, I'm going to pull it. As I pull, that constrictor knot right there is going to get tighter. And then I grab the tags and I loosen it a little. As I said, you kind of got to twist it a little bit. It's not working exactly right because it's a little too big for the shoe. The shoe's not big enough to kind of hold it, but there you go. That's how you tie a bow tie to a shoe. We always talk about how tying a pair of shoes is just like tying a bow tie, and it is. I've got two laces. I'm going to cross the left over the right. I've got an X here. I'm going to go between the tongue, my neck, and that X, and I'm going to pull them tight. Now I've got two laces. I'm going to make a bow going this way, using my index finger and my thumb to hold it. I'm going to come across the thumb. Now I've got the index finger. I'm going to push it against the thumb, and I'm going to pull that bow through. And now I'm going to pull on both bows. And if I need to adjust the tags a little and the bows, but there you go. I have just tied a bow tie, and I've also tied a shoelace to my neck. So most bow ties work the same. You've got on the back here, they've got a little guide so you can decide how long you want it. Most of them either have a button. This one actually has a little T, and the little T simply goes in the slot wherever you would like it. You pull it tight and it's done. But they have adjustments so you can make it longer or shorter depending on your neck size. All right, so to tie a bow tie, just like your shoelaces, I'm gonna start. I've got one lace, my left lace, a little bit longer than my right one, maybe an inch, because I need that extra inch when I come over the top to make them both even. So just like tying your shoes, we make an X here, and then between that X and the throat is where you want to come up through that hole, and you want to tighten it tight, okay? And then you're going to make a bow going this way, and you're going to hold it with your index finger and your thumb. And that's the key, is you're going to hold these, and as the bow comes over the top, this index finger is going to let the bow slide through, the second bow slide through, then it's going to pinch it again to hold it in place, and then you're going to hold with your index finger. The second bow is going to be pushed between your index finger and your thumb, and then slowly as you push that through that hole, then you're going to grab the second bow, grab the front bow, and pull it. That's all it is. The key is the index finger to the thumb. Most people just try to kind of guide it on their own, and they have trouble and they get frustrated because they can't get that bow going through the back. That's the only thing that's difficult about tying a bow tie. So we make the bow in front going this way. I'm holding it with my index finger and my thumb. Then I come over the top. I slide that index finger. Now I've got the index finger and the thumb holding everything in place, holding it nice and tight. Then this, you want to put this index finger. The index finger will go against the thumb. So now this, my thumb's back here, my index finger is going to push against it, and we're going to push that bow through the hole. And these two are what's going to control that. And that's what makes it simple by doing it this way. So I've got this bow made. I come over the top. I got my index finger against my thumb, and I simply push that bow through the hole. Once it comes through, then I grab it with my thumb and my index finger. I'm gonna grab the front bow, and then I simply pull this constrictor knot tight. And so now I should have, then if you wanna loosen it, you grab the tabs, the non-bow, grab the tabs, and then you grab the bows again, and you can kind of play with it and get it so how you want it. But that's basically it. That is basically the bow tie. Then the rest is just kind of getting it how personal preference, how you want it. But that's the easy part. And you could probably do that in a mirror. But just tying it, I find it easier just to tie it without looking in a mirror. I think it makes it easier. And that is a bow tie. I don't know if it's perfect or not, but it's probably close. And then if you want to make this a little tighter, you can reach back, or if it's still too tight on your throat, reach back and grab the band going around your neck and just give them a little pull outward, just gently. If not, you'll make it too loose. But that's how you tie a bow tie. It's pretty simple. Everybody should know how to do it. So once you get it down, you can do it pretty fast. You can do it without looking. So you got the left side's a little longer. You're going to go across to make that X. You're going to come up through, just like between your throat and that X, and you're going to pull it tight so it's almost choking you. Then you're going to make a bow pointing this way. Grab with your index finger and your thumb. You're going to come over the top. You're going to push that index finger with your thumb. You're going to push that bow through. Then you simply are going to grab that front bow and the back bow. You're going to pull that constrictor knot. Then it's just a matter of finding the tag, finding the front tag, and kind of pulling those to get them to kind of the way you want to. And you kind of can, by feel, you kind of feel whether they roll a little bit, pull a little bit, tug a little bit. You might need to do the constrictor knots again. Get it all lined up, and boom. I don't know how it looks, but it's close. You look in the mirror, but you should be ready to go out the door.